Hello and welcome to another episode of Mice Chatter. Last week I asked you guys what kind of random topic video I should do this week, and you overwhelmingly said that you want me to give my Disneyland tips. Tips. You all want the tips. So I'm gonna give them to you. Don't you worry. They're gonna be really good. Your Disneyland experience will never be the same. You're welcome. Tip number one might seem straightforward to some of you, but you will not believe how many people do not know how to use fast passes or don't know that fast passes are free. The thing is, you can have more than one fast pass at a time, and most people don't know that. You can have one in each park at one time, and in very small print on the bottom of the fast pass, it says that your next fast pass will be available in 2 hours. So if you get there at 8 a.m. and the Space Mountain fast pass line is already set for 11 p.m., you can still get another fast pass at 10 a.m. People don't realize that. It's until you use your fast pass or until 2 hours after you get your fast pass, whichever comes first. So get your fast passes. Don't think that you can't get more than one at a time, because you really can, and it's so useful. I'm kinda angry. I'm not angry, I'm just really intense about fast passes. Another tip that I have is about another kind of pass that a lot of people don't know exists. It's the ride switch pass. If you were to say, go on Indiana Jones with your family, and you had one son that was tall enough to go on Indiana Jones and one son that was not tall enough, you could send your tall son on the ride with another member of your family and wait with the not tall enough son, and then when they come back, you can skip the line using a ride switch pass and go on Indiana Jones with no wait. Another tip that I have for you is for the very beginning of your trip, when you are parking at the Mickey and Friends parking structure. If you aren't aware, there's a section of the parking structure called the Chip 'n Dale parking lot. It's usually for handicapped or oversized vehicles, but sometimes you roll up to the ticket booth in the parking lot and you say, hey, is there any space in Chip 'n Dale for me? And they'll either say yes or they'll say no, but if they say yes, it means you get to basically park right next to the trams, and for people who are super lazy like me, that's awesome, because you don't have to walk all the way across the parking structure and take an escalator and elevator and all the way down to the trams. You're just right next to the trams. And it makes for an easy exit on your way out of the park when everybody is mass mobbing their way out. So, Chip 'n Dale parking. A lot of you probably know that I am an avid pin trader, and I get a lot of requests for me to explain the whole pin trading process, but in general I'm just going to give you some tips, some general pin trading tips. If you didn't know, cast members will never ever say no to you when you ask them to pin trade. That is a pretty cool way to pin trade. Other than that, if you're going to be adventurous and trade with other guests, be very wary, because there are people who will take advantage of you and try and get pins out of you that are worth something and not tell you. So my advice is always trade with cast members. It's a good way to find new and interesting pins and have a good time. And my final tip for this week is probably one of the coolest tips you'll ever hear. It is how to become the Rebel Spy when you are riding Star Tours The Adventures Continue. Is that what the ride's called?
I don't know.
The Adventure Continues? The Adventures Continue.
Adventure time.
On the new Star Tours, they pick a Rebel Spy during each ride, and they show your picture and they're like, this is the Rebel Spy, and it's very cool and very exciting if you get to be the Rebel Spy, but there's a trick to get picked almost every time. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it's a pretty surefire way to become the Rebel Spy. Just as if you were on an airplane, there is a sign up at the top of the screen that has the no smoking, fasten your seatbelt symbols, and if you make eye contact with that sign, it's very likely that you will get picked to be the Rebel Spy, because the cast members who choose look for someone who's making eye contact with the camera, with or around the camera that takes your picture. So make eye contact and you too could be the Rebel Spy. It never hurts to interact with the cast member who's loading and unloading your star speeder, because they are also most likely the ones choosing, and if they like you, they might give you the honor of being the Rebel Spy. In planning this video, I came up with too many tips for one video, so if you guys really like this, I can do another tips video the week after next week, and that would be a cool little thing for me to do for a while until I run out of tips, or until I have to go find new ones for you guys. And I will see you next week with a Disney news video. Mice Chatter, MiceChat.com, Dateline Disneyland, Sarah Snitch, here you go. Next week. What? Thank you. Mice Chat for life.